Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Cami and this is Cami's Fluid Energy Healing Arts.
I am an energy healer, clairvoyant energy channel, crystal Reiki master, intuitive card reader, light worker, earth keeper, and Andromedan starseed.
Thank you so much for being here with us today. Today we're doing a client video. If you're new to the channel, I encourage you to like and subscribe so that you can be notified when our videos come out. If you would like to communicate with us about this video, leave comments, you can go to the description below and click on either the Patreon link. There'll be a public post that you can comment below there, or you can join us on Discord where there's a lot of information and a lot of fun people to share with. Okay? So thank you so much for being here. Let's get started. Hi! Good. Okay. I'm going to tell you first that I am familiar with the body dysmorphia. My grandmother, my mom's mom, was in a horrible car accident when she was about 35. She was driving a big Cadillac that had the top down, and she was hit by a truck. She broke every bone in her face. They had to do complete reconstructive surgery on her face, okay? And a lot of other bones in her body were broken. This really messed with her. She was not the same person after that. And it affected my mother. My mother ended up picking up the issues with the body image. Therefore, she judged everyone around her. She was constantly critical, not just of herself, but of everyone around her. So this kind of thing, where you're so harsh on yourself, is self-harm. And that self-harm expands out to everyone around you. And there's not much you can do about that unless you're willing to fall back in love with who you are now. Does that make sense? Yeah. I've had several things coming to me this morning. What happened to you? Can you tell me a little bit about what happened to you? When I share this, which is rare, everybody's response is, I'm so sorry you went through that. I'm sorry I went through all of that too, but I am now at a place where I'm learning to clear all of it. Do you understand? By doing that, I am helping to raise my own vibration, the vibration of everyone around me, including you. Okay? And when our vibration raises, the planetary vibration raises. You understand? So, when we're willing to say, that shit happened to me, and it was bad, and I'm not going to carry that anymore. I'm going to figure out how to move this out of my body. I'm going to figure out how to replace that with self-love, self-care, a ridiculous amount of self-care. Okay? I have another channel which is not active, but it's still there. In fact, they have more subscribers than we have on our channel. But it's called Prius Wanderer. I was so ill from autoimmune disease 2 years in a row over the winter in the northeast of the U.S. in Pennsylvania. I almost died both years in a row from really severe pneumonia where I was couch or bed bound. I could go to the couch if someone assisted me. Dealing with all that body image coming from the mother and the grandmother, the women in my life that, I couldn't get anything from them. You understand? Like, the way they did it could not be the way I do it anymore. I had to let this go. So, I think it was 2019, I talked to my husband and I had heard that there were a bunch of people that camp out in the western United States, that they are like nomads. They travel around and some of them are in groups. But anyway, I was hearing about Arizona and how good it was for your body. So I said, you know what, I'm not going to die here this winter. I'm going to pack my car up and I'm going to go camp in Arizona. Okay? So you are more than welcome to go check out that channel and see the whole story. You know, there's 2 videos that tell the story where I actually sat down outside of my tent and talked about why I was there. They have a lot of views. It's kind of ridiculous. But at any rate, I was without my husband and I was without my 4 children, okay? Now, they were all grown. It afforded me the opportunity to do this, all right? Within a month, the swelling was gone. I came into a normal weight. Yeah. I was able to socialize with people, which I really was not. I was also a very Christian. Okay, like I thought if I did everything right, I would get better. No. So, I learned so much about myself in those few months when I was traveling. I eliminated all of the stress. It was complete self-care for 3 months, just me. Okay? I did nothing but take care of me. I would put my tent up in a certain spot. I actually slept in my car. I have a Prius that has climate control. So I had a really nice, comfortable air mattress in the back, and I slept in the car. And I used the tent for all the daytime stuff. Plus, I'm scared of wild animals. I really am scared of wild animals. Okay? And people. You know, you're out in the middle of nowhere camping and there's nobody around, so if somebody comes across you, they could take advantage. So in the car, I'm safe, right? I can drive away. So I met a lot of wonderful people. I met so many women that were on the road permanently, that this is just how they live their life now. You know, some of them are in cars, some of them are in campers, RVs, but this is how they live. They travel around like in a nomadic lifestyle now because they had so much shit in their life. They had to let it all go. So I can't tell you how much I learned from this enormous, huge group of homeless people. Many of them homeless by choice. Okay? They just didn't want the burden anymore. I can't tell you how many women I talked to that were on the run from men that were abusive and wouldn't leave them alone. Okay? I mean, I was in a really unique position where my husband was supporting this trip and I had kids that were happy for me to come home, and you know what I mean? From that whole little trip and experience, I spent a lot of time going back over my whole life. Okay, I went back through all that with my stepfather, with my father, with my mother, with that guy when I was 16. I started noticing patterns and things. I started seeing my fear. I started seeing that my fear wasn't real. It was old. It was stuff I picked up when I was little. My husband would tell you, for years and years, I mean, really years and years, maybe 10 or 15 years, I was still in the programming of having to have dinner on the table the minute my husband walked in the door, because for my stepfather, he came in the door at 4:35. I had to have dinner on the table at 4:35. One day something got spilled in the living room and I was vacuuming and lost track of the time. He came in and punched me in the back of my head because dinner was not on the table at 4:35 because I was vacuuming. I wasn't playing a video game or talking on the phone. I was vacuuming. You know, it makes no sense. He had mental instability, whatever, you know. So for my husband, I was like, no, you have to eat when you come in. You have to eat when you come in. I couldn't break it for the longest time. And he would always say, honey, I'm not even really hungry yet. You know, like. And the other thing that was terrible was every time someone would move a hand, and this went on till I was probably 35 or 40 years old, that every time somebody would move near me, it was an automatic. I was constantly blocking for myself, and I didn't need to. Nobody was hurting me. Nobody was saying mean things to me. Nobody was pushing me around anywhere. My husband is awesome. He's wonderful. He's a nice, gentle guy. He's huge. He's like 6.5 foot tall and about 300 pounds, and he's the nicest, most gentle, protective individual. He normally, because he's so big, he kind of slouches, you know, unless something happens. If there's something that seems threatening to him, he grows like 2 feet. It's crazy. But I mean, he's awesome. You know, he's exactly what I needed. But I didn't know it. You know, I needed someone to be gentle and supportive and that allowed me to just work through this mess. You know? So, from all of this, I felt really compelled to tell you kind of the story today, okay? Sometimes little bits and pieces of it pop out in a video if I feel it's important, but I don't ever tell the story. Nobody wants to hear all this. It's not good. It's not fun. It's not nice. It's not uplifting, you know? But it's real. And I understand. Really, fully, truly, I understand, okay? And I can tell you that if you can shift the focus from the mirror to loving you, okay, to treating you like, for example, your children. Would you let anybody take hold of your children and hit them, hurt them, toss them around? No. Would you ever let anybody talk nasty to them? What's wrong with you? You're stupid. You're ugly. Would you let anybody do that to your children? No. So I'm going to explain this a little bit to you. You're not just this what you see. Inside, you're still that child. That child didn't go away. That child's there. All right? And it's not just the child inside you and the you that you see. Also, all around you, which is really funny because I can actually see it right now. All around you, there is a huge white light. It's an outline that extends out. Let me see. It goes out almost to where your refrigerator and the front edge of your washing machine, and it comes up around your head to the top of the screen. It's a huge white envelope beyond your body. That is you, future you, higher self you. That is you with you. Okay? This great big you that's around you already knows where you are, where you've been, and where you're gonna go, because they've already been there, you see. Okay? They don't look in the mirror and judge you. That little one inside doesn't look in the mirror and judge you. Right? The only thing judging you right now is your ego. Yes. Okay? When you're shy, when you're scared to make decisions, okay? When you can't make the choice of just, you know, and do you have this when someone says, oh, do you want to go get something to eat? Where would you like to go? Oh, I don't know. Where would you like to go? Yeah. Gotta stop that. Okay? Gotta stop that. That doesn't make them better. Actually, it's very frustrating for them because they asked you a question, they want your input. Okay? If they didn't want your input, they just say, we're going for Thai. All right? So if they ask you, you need to take that deep breath in. You know how we do our deep breaths in through the heart space? Take that deep breath in, pull it into the heart space, and think, what could I eat right now? You know? If somebody wants to know where you want to go, deep breath in through the heart space. Where would I like to go? Ask you. Don't ask the ego. Don't let the brain run it. Think with your heart, okay? This is hard to shift the thought, but every time you watch my video, we're going to take 3 deep breaths in through the heart space, let it fill up through the body, okay? This was given to me. I didn't get that anywhere. I just got that from my own meditations. It worked for me, so I started using it, and it just became more like a mantra. You know, it's a way of being, all right? So if you find yourself in the mirror and going, back up, deep breath in through the heart space, let it down. And I say let it down because all that energy then drops down below you into the earth, into Mama Gaia. This is your mother. This is where you get nutrients from. She's providing your oxygen, your water, your minerals, your vitamins, all of this, okay? So we push this down into the earth, and this isn't doing any harm to her. She needs it. She's using it. She transforms it. She transmutes it. She turns it into really good compost specifically for you, made just for you from your own past hurts, okay? This is the stuff that's going to re-nutrify you, all right? So you find yourself in the mirror looking at stuff. Stop, recognize the pattern, back up, deep breath in, down, okay? So, choices, you're going to learn to start making choices, gentle choices. And if they say, if you say, oh, I want to go get fish, and they don't want to eat fish, they're going to tell you, I'm not really hungry for fish. And you say, okay, well, what are you hungry for? That's a healthy conversation, okay? What are you hungry for? And they say, and you decide, sure, I could go for a burger, but you decide for you. Do you know what I mean? And if you go to the restaurant and you don't want a burger and they've got chicken or they've got fish, then you get fish, okay? You get what the tiniest little spark of an idea that pops in your mind. Pay attention to it. That's the little one. That's the little tiny one in there that's speaking out and saying, you know what? Protect me. Feed me. Hold me. Love me. Nourish me. Be with me. Spend time with me. Okay? Because when you're looking out here and you're feeling so judgmental, okay, trying to be perfect. I'm looking at you, and sweetie, I don't see anything wrong. Not one thing. You're absolutely gorgeous. You're absolutely gorgeous. There is nothing wrong with you. Whoever told you that there was lying, okay? Because they wanted... This came out in one of my recent ones. Hurt people hurt people. They don't want to be alone. Nobody wants to really be alone, right? Nobody really wants to be alone. You still want to interact with people. Even if, like me, I really enjoy my alone time. I can be alone for long periods of time, months, okay? I can be completely alone. But I still want people. I still want to interact with people, okay? I just happen to be very calm in my own body now. And I'm very comfortable being alone for long periods of time. That's okay. Not everybody is, and you don't have to be, but it's just a way of being. I always tell people I hate giving relationship advice because I'm married, and I'm happily married. My husband's a really good guy. I mean, of course, every marriage has issues, and we've been married a long time, so there have been issues over the years, but he's a good guy. I'm happy with him. He travels a lot for work, and I'm fine with it. He goes for a week at a time, and I'm fine with that. It's more balanced. Before, I wouldn't have been as good with it. I'd have been worried. What are you doing? Why are you gone so long? Why didn't you call me? You know what I mean? Now I'm like, he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to call you yesterday. And I'm like, yeah, that's all right. I was busy. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't, we're just good. We're just good. We're good in our own measure of good. Does that make sense? Yeah. How our life works well for us. Just us two people. Nobody else should compare themselves to this. All right? So, practicing making decisions and practicing self-care. Making a decision is self-care. It's empowering you. You are using your power to make a choice. Every time you say, oh, I don't know, just wherever you want to go, you're disempowering yourself. You're taking your power and you're literally giving it to someone else, whether you trust them or not. Now, my husband, I trust him 100%. So if I'm not in the mood to make a decision, I'll trust he'll make one because he'll keep my needs in mind, But I got to that place because I started to trust me. I trusted that I understood that he was a good enough human for me to trust him with a decision occasionally. Does that make sense? So making decisions, making choices, that is self-care. All right? Taking a bath is self-care. Feeding yourself is self-care. Denying yourself food, denying yourself rest, denying yourself conversation or communication or community is self-harm. If it doesn't build your body up and nourish you, it is self-harm. Do you see the difference? You want to focus on self-care. So now what I don't want you to do is get caught up in, oh, I did that again. Cami said, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay? Instead, when you realize it's happening, deep breath, push it down. Why was I doing that? Simple question. Why was I doing that? And that little one inside is going to start to tell you why. You'll get a flash. You'll get something. You know, you may hear something, a memory might come across. You may see something on the TV. You may open a book. You may feel like you have to look something up. Okay? Those are all the little one voice coming in and saying, ooh, you asked. I'm telling you. Okay? So, practice being the mom to your own little one, and practice asking your older one, what's the best way to go? Because the answers will come the same way from older you. You'll either know it, usually that's a knowing. You just kind of start to know something. That communication is usually different. It's more of a, oh. You know, you just kind of start to see it or know it. But when you start working with the three of you, now I'm not asking you for a split personality situation. This is just understanding that there was the child you that had a lot of crap happen. Okay? And that crap was put through the filter of a child with a brain that was not yet fully developed. Until you're 26, your brain chemistry is not fully developed. All right? Really, seriously, 26. Okay? So then after 26, you come into this adult, properly functioning chemistry in your brain, and now it's been affected by everything that happened before, okay? These are all filters. So our job when we go, oh, why did I do that? That thing right there is being brought up for you to look at right now. Okay? It's being brought up for you to look at right now and say, when did that start? Can I remember when that started? Okay? And if it doesn't come to you right away, give it time. All right? It'll come to you. Either higher you or little you is going to bring that forward. One of them will bring it forward. Okay? And as you learn to communicate with the three, all right, because you have a voice, they have a voice. So once you learn to communicate with yourself, the balance happens. All right? I promise. I promise. Totally promise that once you can get in communication with the little one and the older one, the balance happens. Okay? All the rest of the stuff, let it alone for a while. Okay? There's not another video that's going to be the thing. All right? It's not another download or another somebody telling you something. It's you learning to communicate with you, because nobody knows you better than you. I've been through a lot of shit, right? So I can understand how you feel, but I'm not you. I didn't experience it exactly like you, okay? But what I can do is use what has come back to me, and that's the light language and the wisdoms and understand that everything that I'm telling you today, I'm hearing it as I'm saying it. All right? And if I'm pausing, it's because I'm waiting for the next thing to come. All right? And that was this morning when I sat down for my own meditation. That was the conversation that I had, was we're showing you some things. We're going to put them all together in the right order. Just be open. Okay? Because what I wanted to do was hop on a plane and fly over there and just hug you. Okay? And tell you, this is going to be okay. It's okay. You're at the place where you're looking. You're aware. You're waking. You're looking. You're there. Okay? Your big challenge now is to reclaim your power. Don't give it away to anybody else. All right? And self-love. Okay? So I've been running my mouth for about 45 minutes. Okay? So, do you have anything to add to that? Or would you like me to start? Start? I'm going to include this part, all this talking, in your video for you. But I think we needed to talk. Yeah. Okay. Now, about that talking. Talk therapy is not helpful. Tell your story one time. And don't tell it again unless it's going to help somebody else. Okay? So tell it one time, and that can be to you on a piece of paper. Write it out. That might be a help for you. Do you know what I mean? Writing down the traumas. That's telling your story. Okay? And then if you feel inclined to keep them and put them away, that's fine. If you feel inclined to burn them, that's fine. Okay? You can even shred them. You can flush them after you shred them. Do you know what I mean? You can get rid of them, though. I would strongly suggest getting it out and getting rid of it. All right? Okay. So let's come into center and let's see what messages come through. I have a feeling it's going to be a lot of light language directly to your soul. Okay, this is what I'm hearing, and I'm getting a lot that I'm hearing, and it's starting to vibrate in my mouth. As soon as I said I had that throat key, it started happening. So I'm going to stop talking and we're going to start this. Right? So 3 deep breaths in through the heart space. Today we're going to be drawing in white reiki light. Purification. Okay? So you're going to draw white reiki light in through the back into the heart space. Let it fill up, down, again, up, and then out to each other is gold light. Okay? Deep breath in through the heart space, coming in through the back. We're drawing in white reiki light now. Allowing that to fill up through the body. We're going to release that down through our root chakra to Mama Gaia. Another deep breath. In through the heart space, coming in through the back is white reiki light. Filling up the body. And allowing that to pass up through the crown to Creator Source. Last breath, in through the heart space, coming in through the back. Allowing it to fill up the body as white reiki light. And as we release that, we're going to release that to each other now as gold light. At this time, we're going to invite in all of our guides, all of our healed loved ones. That's very specific, healed loved ones. Okay? Any animal spirit guides that might be with us. If you have pets or you have birds that visit you, those are animal spirit guides. And any galactic family that chooses to be present at this time. Musunti kaya shanti kaya santia sukoi shampoo soya daya shamantia sea kaya shampoo sika. Entire kaya shantia boy shumatui kaya sitaya shampoo suko daya sham. We have a very, very pink orange light coming in right now. Musunti kaya suntaya shamantia sakaya shantia suko kaya sitaya shantia sam. Having an activation in the sacral area right now in the belly. Uramtia Karya Pasantia Shamadia Karya Shamatia Shamakaisa. Uramtia Karya Si Kaya Santu Shantoria Baya Santi Shamakuria Satayasha. Kuramtia Kaya Shamapuisan. A bit of a release there. Mumsia De Shiva Kaisa Torisha. Santia Shamania Sakaya Sampoyisha. We have a lemon colored light coming in now. Lemon is usually purification. Musantia Daya Shama Kopaya Sedaya Shitaya Santira Bikaya Shutoa Shanti. Iramtia Kaya Shanko Boy Santia Sham. This is turning to a light green now, like a yellow green. Mokoboy Kaya Shantia Kaisara Boy Shotoya Sham. The light green usually indicates a connection with nature. Musuntia Rabaya Sankaya Shantuya Sham Kopaya Sedera Tia Sham. Eston Tui Shikai Sepaya Shuton Tui Sham. Rabasi, Ekontio Shikai Santi Pariasukubusham, Isamniasa. Coming to the heart space now, Musuntia Kayasham, Tia Kayasham, Erampokoyasham, Ekanatiasham. So with this light green light, Koposetayan Tayasham, Koposetayasham, Koposetayasham. Do you have a place in nature that you like to go and sit? Kobayasham. I suggest you go there and meditate, either today or within the next few days. Spend some time in that location, okay? Because I saw kind of a naturey space open up. You have a presence around you right now. A very loving white presence. You might feel this kind of as a chill through your whole body right now. They're bringing in a very light violet flame at this point. Kind of applying this around you. There's a focus on your spine right now. This violet flame is all around your spine right now. Rakaya Sandhya Sham Sete Shikai Sambai Sudayasham Rakaya Santaya Sham Nyataya Sankapai Sudayasham Dyasam. In the neck area, in the throat area, right around in this kind of space, kind of like in a large area, almost about, kind of reminds me of what a sea collar would look like. Kumboy Sham, a sea collar, like a cervical spine collar. Kumboy Setaya Sham, Wasupokoy Setaya Sham, and Yesakaya Saparya Sutoyasham. So this whole area is being affected with this violet flame right now. So I see hands that are literally around this kind of like about this far away from your neck. It's like moving around your body. They're just kind of holding this flame stable around your throat right now. Feeling it down my spine, between my shoulder blades, and traveling down my spine. Being brought into your auric space now, moving a little bit around your body. Sham Sitaya Shama Kapaya Santi Sitaya Shamaya Samakai Sitaya Sham Esam Sitaya Siva Irapoko Shotoya Sham I actually see a number of beings in the space around you right now. And the number is growing. Do not have any fear about this. These are all loving beings that are here for you. So what I see is a bunch of outlines that are kind of all around you right now, okay? What you might feel with this is kind of a warmth. The energy in the room might be kind of a warmth. At least that's what I'm feeling in my body. There's some toning going on, right? Kind of like it's like a very specific tone. I'm not sure I could hit that right now. So this is a vibrational tone. This is a vibrational healing that's coming into your body, a frequency that's being sent into your body. It's exactly what you need at this time. Activation in the solar plexus now, right around the center. And a bright golden light just popped into the space. I see a big shifting and like a funnel. Almost like sand spinning around and falling down through the funnel and just dissolving, disappearing. Are you getting a feeling at the back of your ears? I'm feeling a thing in my ears right now. Feeling an expansion. I feel like almost like I want to just draw my shoulders back and kind of push my chest out. It's like an expansion in the space. So I heard the word priestess. The energy around you has changed. I'm seeing a lot of light blue coming in now, like something like a light blue, like almost like a deep sky blue color. Feeling a lot in my forehead, upper head right now. feeling a lot of denseness moving down through my legs now. It's like they got heavy all of a sudden. From kind of like the hips down through the legs. It just feels like there's a lot pushing down right now. So if you just want to pull some deep breaths in through the heart space, and just help clear that down. One of the most gentle self-processes is breath. You can pull that in and allow that to clear. So this is the most gentle way to detox, is through our breath. It's the most gentle and it's the most powerful at the same time. The top of my legs are lighter now from about the knees down. It still feels heavy, so let's keep that breathing going. One more deep breath. Nice, soft energy now. The large number of beings that were around you has drastically decreased. This was a lot of protective support that was being brought in for you now during this process. My whole body is lit up with the chills right now, like I have all the hair standing up on both arms. I can feel it everywhere. So I have an image of a face that's present right now. I'm not getting words, I'm getting a telepathic transmission right now. And this is just being transferred from my heart to your heart. Pops of orange light. I'd like you to breathe in peace. Just breathe peace in. Let that fill up in every cell of your body right now, okay? Every cell of your body, just bring peace in. This individual is now moving out of our space. And this energy is incredibly calm. This is the most calm I've been with your energy. Yeah? Are you feeling that? Okay. So I want you to grab onto this feeling right now, and I want you to lock this away as a really strong memory so you can come right back to this. It'll be like a door, okay? I'm going to make it like a door right now. The intention is that this is a door. So you can grab onto this door handle anytime you're feeling stress and open it, and this peace is going to flood over you. Okay? You're going to be able to breathe it in. We want it to be a really strong memory for you. Okay? So that you can breathe this in over top of anything that is causing you anxiety, stress, panic. I just saw a symbol for perfectionism. Comes in like masks, and the mask is split. So we're just gonna release that perfectionism right now. And I know that sounds counterintuitive to someone who's dealing with a lot of body image, but it's that body image that's driving that perfectionism. You see? Okay. I'm just taking this out on a lot of levels right now. Huh. You're dressed in complete white now. It's like you have a white wrap over your head that goes down into this white garment. So, what I'm hearing now is you have been completely cleared. Anything you choose to pick up is your choice. Okay? Right now you're clothed completely in white. You are completely clear. You are completely purified. You are completely clear. Okay? This is a starting point for you. Okay? You can move from this point. This is a gift. Alright? This is a gift. And you can choose to use it, or you can choose to do things the way you've done them before. I suggest you choose to use it. Okay? So this is just a complete purification that has been completed at this point. Oh. Okay. Earlier I heard priestess. That was a priestess that was working with you. Yep. My hands are on fire. After having said that, all the chills went up my arms, and my hands are literally on fire right now. I'm not sure I would want to touch anything. But what's really cool about that is, see, they use this situation and this energy and this connection to work on you. Okay, so even though I'm not there physically touching you, they're there with you, and they did this work. Okay, we just facilitated it by agreeing to have this connection. Okay. Okay. The energy is really calm. I'm just checking for more clarification or information. I don't usually get this much clarification on what's going on. That must be the space that you're in, that you need it right now, okay? Yeah, my whole body feels just light and full of peace. Okay? So to keep growing this, you want to be in joy. You want to be in gratitude. You want to be in thankfulness. If you start feeling out of joy, go back to something joyful. Bring in a joyful memory. Do something that makes you happy. Dance, sing, whatever that thing is that makes you feel joyful. And just be in gratitude all the time. Okay? If you're still finding that you're still having a block seeing yourself as being robed in white, draw it. Draw a picture, and I don't care if it's a stick person. Just draw yourself anything that represents you and put white around it. Okay, you can be creative. I don't care if you may have a doll that you want to use to represent as you, or a stuffed animal or something like that, and just put some white material around them. Cover their head, cover their body, okay? And just that is a representation of you looking at you. Until you can get that image into your memory where it's there constantly, that you can access it like that, make it a real 3D thing in front of you. Okay? All right. And I'm seeing a man with about shoulder length hair and a beard. The hair is darker, the beard is lighter. I don't know if this is someone that you know, but it was a presence that came in. It came in from just this way, and he was just smiling. And I'm feeling it in the heart space. He's just smiling. His eyes are sparkling, and he is smiling, and I'm feeling this just loving joy in the heart space. I don't know who this is for you. I'm going to probably assume this is someone in your family that's, looking over you. It was just a huge smile, and it was just gently drifting towards me. Very beautiful. So you are definitely surrounded by love. You are surrounded by love. Okay, and you are protected. That was an enormous group that came in as protection for you. When we started working, it was like it just came in around you. And there were so many. I could see all these different outlines around you, and they were just almost pressing it against you, just keeping you. Nothing could get to you except the priestess that was working. Okay? Very awesome. Very awesome. Okay. All right, the space is clearing now. All right. So we've both been here quite a while. Let's bring this to a close, okay? And then if you have any questions or anything you want to share, we'll do that after we're done with this, okay? So when we use the bowl, that just ends the connection that we created with each other here today, okay? So that I'm not carrying around your energy and you're not carrying around mine, okay? We each have enough for ourselves, okay? All right, so. We come in all gratitude and thankfulness now for all of the great work that was done here today. We thank all of the guides and loved ones that were here today. We thank the priestess that was here working today. We thank all of the individuals that were here providing us with protection and guidance today. We understand that this is a new starting point. This is a fresh place to move forward from. And we are very, very deeply grateful for this opportunity. So at this time, we would like to release the connection between each other. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you. And we thank you. So to be clear, when we're doing this and I'm saying, do you feel this here? Do you feel that there? That's because I've come into your energetic body, you see. So I can feel what's going on. And you could feel some of those things that were happening as I was saying them. Yeah. So the last thing that I heard as that gentleman's face was fading was, let go of this. So you're trying very hard to see in a way that is just not going to happen right this second. Okay? But you feel everything. You don't need to see. You feel everything. All right? When it's dark, what good does the seeing do you? when it's dark, you need to feel through, right? You have everything you need. You have everything you need. All right? Okay. All right. So do you have any questions? Do you have anything you want to add? Don't worry. You can't do this wrong. Clear is clear. Anything now that comes back to you, I want you to write it on a piece of paper. It's being brought back to you for a reason. Okay? So any memories that are coming back, any feelings or emotions that are coming back, write them down. I don't care if you keep a piece of paper on your counter. You can have 10 pieces of paper around the house where you can get to them quickly. Okay? Write it down. Write it down. And then in the next few days, once you feel like you have kind of a lot of things that have come that you've put on the paper, because you're not bringing them in. You're not bringing them in. You're recalling them to let them go. Okay? That is all. Because you still have to process through this. This was all done, but you still have to integrate it. You have to make it part of you. Okay? Understand? Okay. So you can't do this wrong. You will not, anything that you do from this point forward will not set you back. Okay? It's all just anything that's coming up. Now, you've heard me say this before. When things are coming in that you've cleared, they're ghosting. It's little pieces that were stuck here, or, you know, that they're just, her vibration is too high. I can't stay here anymore. Okay? So that's what's happening, is all that stuff is really uncomfortable now. It can't stay there. Illnesses, things like this tend to be really comfortable in a body that's damaged. All right? In a healed body, they're not comfortable. They need to get out. They can't function there like they did before, so they want to leave. Excuse me. They want to leave. They want to get out. They want to go. So anything you see that's coming back, it's ghosting out. It's literally the remnants of it just leaving. So again, that's why I'm going to be sending you the Rainbow Reiki, because it's going to be, it could be, I'm not going to say it's going to be, but it could be a difficult next couple of days as these things are just exiting fast. And the ones that you can get hold of, write them down. Okay? If it's something you can nail down, write it down. If you can identify it, write it down. If it's just a weird feeling that you can't, just breathe. Breathe and push it down and let Gaia do it for you, okay? Because you don't have to recall every single thing that's ever happened. That is not necessary, and it's not good for you, okay? Some things are just going to come out as you may all of a sudden feel like you have to scream. And let it out, okay? It's exiting. And that could be something that just needs to get out fast, and you just let it out, okay? Crying is fine. You may find yourself shaking or twitching or something like that. You know what I mean? That's fine. Let it happen. Don't stop it. Let it happen. Let it move, okay? Let it get out of yourselves, all right? If you intentionally take it back, it's going to feel different to you. It's going to feel like, it's going to happen kind of weird. You're going to notice it, and you're going to be aware that it's happening. Remember when I told you I used to do all that, what's wrong with you? Once I became aware of it and I cleared it, the next time it happened, I went, where did that come from? What was that about? That's not me. That is not me. That is not coming from me. That is leaving. That is leaving. And then do something self-care. Like get yourself some ice cream, or take a walk, or go sit in the woods, or take an Epsom salt bath, or sit down and rub your feet. You know what I mean? Do something self-care. When you feel the negative, do something self-care. Anything. Anything that tells you, you can stand in the mirror and tell yourself how beautiful you are. If you look in the mirror and you start doing this thing, say, I am beautiful. I am complete. I am whole. Deep breath. Push it down to Gaia. Eventually you'll start to believe it. Okay? So anything that comes that you feel like you're picking back up, here's the choice. When you feel it, and you keep going. If you feel the thing, if you're in the mirror and you're looking at yourself and you're like, oh, Deep breath. No, I don't want to do the deep breath. I want to do this. That's picking it back up. Okay? When you keep going into the thing, that's picking it back up. And then it's not bad. It's not bad. You can't do it wrong. Okay? If it's something that you feel like you can't stop yourself from, let it complete, allow it, and then get a bath. Get a shower. Okay? Let it happen, and then get a shower. And then write about it. Okay? We weren't taught proper boundaries. We weren't taught how to let it go. We have to teach ourselves now. And sometimes that's witnessing the behavior. Okay? Sometimes it's just being present and witnessing the behavior. And it'll almost be kind of like a detached feeling, like you're watching someone else do this now. Does that make sense? Okay. So you won't pick it back up. You can't do it wrong. I promise you can't do it wrong. Okay? So now it's just you've been put into a nice clear space so that you can witness the patterns, so that you can write them down, so you can become aware of them, and so you can begin to let them go and create new, healthy, loving, self-loving patterns. Okay? Good? That is self-love. Eating is self-love. And if you eat and you're on your phone, or you eat and you're watching TV, try to, for 1 week, don't do that. Sit down with your food, just you and your food, and be grateful for where that food came from. If you're eating eggs, be thankful for the chickens and the sun and the moon and the stars that put light on those chickens, and the earth that provided those chickens with what it needed, and the people that fed them, and the people that collected the eggs and got them to you. Think about where your food came from. Okay? If you pull it from the garden and eat it, think about how grateful you are to Mama Gaia for growing that, and for the sun and the moon and the stars providing light for it. You know, think about how connected you are to your food. That is self-care. That is self-love. That is connection. Right? Yeah. Okay, dear. You're radiant right now. You literally are glowing right now. That's great. You were not glowing before. And again, being in your energy there where I was, you felt completely different by the end. There was a big shift point, and then I could feel it was completely different. Okay? All right. Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Aw, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. All right, dear. Well, I love you so much, and I will see you soon. Okay. Bye-bye. Family, thank you so much for being here today and choosing to spend your time here with us. If this message resonated with you, I encourage you to like and subscribe so you can be notified when our videos come out. Also consider joining us either on Patreon or on Discord so that we can talk about this video. Thank you so much. I love you so much, and I will see you again soon. Namaste.